piles of assignments outside my door that I have to mark. I still have to mark the midterms and final exams, but no assignments. So on this process, this is when the courses are running. The engagement of a faculty member is about 4 hours per week. And 2 to 3 hours a week, 2 or 3 hours a week monitoring the team activity, and then 1 hour per week of guidance. There's no lectures to prepare, no assignments to prepare or mark. And then what we're doing is shifting all the engagement and the effort over to the student. So after our break, I'll show you the system. We'll walk through the entire process, and then we'll look at the most difficult part, which is designing learning tasks, weekly learning tasks. Any questions before we break? Yes. Doesn't matter. You can have, the nice thing about this is that the numbers don't matter anymore. Because from a student's point of view, they're in a class size of 4 until they come into the feedback session. And they will come to the feedback session because now they've engaged in that process, but they're coming in as this group of 4, right? So the numbers don't really matter. Yes? Pardon me? How do we get students to engage in the activity? Okay. And motivating students is the most difficult thing. Okay? And students find this extremely motivating because we're no longer designing, we're not saying you have to sit and listen to an hour. You can hit her again, it's okay. You no longer have to sit through an hour lecture or 2-hour lecture. You no longer have to read chapter 2. You no longer have to look at certain things online. I'm going to give you a challenging task to do. Even though you're learning calculus or chemistry or physics or what have you, I'm going to give you something challenging to do. And also I'm going to show you how your peers are doing it, right? And what the data is showing is that these students are starting to get engaged. They do get engaged right away. And if you say assignments due in 4 weeks, that's when the engagement starts. With this process, the engagement starts right away. They have to be engaged right from day one. They have 5 tasks to do that week, and they have to give feedback 4 different times that week, and they're getting feedback throughout. So dynamics have totally changed for the student. And if your class is designed this way, and they come from a traditional course of being lectured at, and they walk into yours, they change. Because you say this is the environment that they're going to learn this subject in. So the motivation is easy. It is. And I guess the bottom line is what I'm looking at are the instructional challenges that you're facing. If you have no problems, students are doing well, and you don't mind lecturing to an empty classroom or a noisy classroom that's not focused on you, then that's okay. But I'm more concerned about, I want my students to be the best, no matter what subject I'm teaching. And I want them to be challenged. And if they're not gaining the rote learning, or not getting